If any of you with ecoDiesel Gladiators or Wranglers plan to run larger tires in the future, then you may want to watch this video. And you may or may not know that our ecoDiesel platform comes with an awkwardly placed large reservoir tank for our washer fluid that gets in the way when we're trying to install aftermarket fender liners or just run larger tires in general and off-road. This typically would mean that you'll have to run different style inner fender liners for our diesel specific platform, and you're likely going to have to figure out how to prevent some tire rubbage when going to a larger tire like 40's and off-roading. The good news is you've got a few options, either like today's video where we install an aftermarket US Plastics 2-quart washer tank, which will take you about an hour or two to replace the old factory tank with minimal tools, or you've even got an option like this Motobuilt kit that offers a solution that's more specifically designed to be an easier install, but that will come at a premium price point of about 250 bucks versus today's video we're going to spend about 40 bucks and do a little bit more work. So join me on today's episode where we install this US Plastics 2-quart windshield washer fluid tank reservoir in place of our old factory one so we can open up that wheel well, run larger tires, and open up our options in those aftermarket fender liners. And a quick side note, if you're wondering, this was filmed last year on my iPhone in the summer when I was still debating on posting any content to YouTube. So I went ahead and just got that cleaned up, edited up today, and let's get it installed. All right, today we're going to replace this stock ecoDiesel washer fluid reservoir with this aftermarket one here from US Plastics. Gotta go in here and remove this old one, so we gotta take this clip off, reservoir, I think that was the empty sensor. Just pull out some of these old harnesses. And then this is a 10mm that got to come off. I'm sure there's somewhere else it's being held in, but we'll find that eventually. There's actually a 10mm back here on the firewall you gotta take off, so just remove that and it should be free. Yeah, there you go, that was it. Pretty easy. Just gotta take off the old reservoir fluid hoses. You do have to remove the old pump from the new reservoir, put in the Mopar one from your Jeep. So you just gotta remove this one, just lift up on it here, toss it to the side, you don't need it. We're gonna take this one off the old reservoir and toss it on to our new one. So let's try that. To get the old one out, I just had to take a flathead screwdriver. Don't break anything, don't muscle it. Just leverage up here on the bottom, pull up, and this should break free. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and remove it the rest of the way. Last thing you gotta take off is the old, I think empty sensor. Same thing, it's got a little bit smaller flathead. Stuck it in here, pried it out, carefully, didn't damage the seal. And now we got the old one out. And we'll probably have to take this, that plastic or whatever rubber grommet piece too. So we gotta take the old pump off the Jeep and put it on the new reservoir. So a couple options you might have. I went ahead and just removed the old kind of seal and filter they had on there. I'm sure I could reuse it and drill it into the new one, make it fit, but I'm gonna utilize the new reservoir's little rubber grommet that we got here, get that in focus. I'm just gonna slide it on here and see how it works. I think this is a tighter seal already, so we're just gonna go ahead, put it on here, toss this one aside, use it if you want. Go ahead and just put this in to our new reservoir. And we're actually gonna reverse that. We're gonna take this off, put it back in here, and we're just gonna slide this in. There you go, pretty tight. It's in there good. So, that was easy. I don't think it's gonna leak. I might run a little leak test or run some caulking around it, but I think it's gonna be good. I think it's tight enough. So, there you go. So, I've got the old reservoir back here to show you something. So, where the old sensor went on the side, we're gonna have to drill out a new one on our new reservoir. So, take a quick measurement, and this new one, the old one looks like it was actually 1 1/8, so we'll have to drill a 1 1/8 hole with a step bit on our new one. And at the top, it's a little bit bigger than a 1 3/8 here, so we can actually see here where it fits in there pretty good. So we're just gonna drill out the new one top for the fill nozzle, a little bit bigger than 1 3/8, but I think it'll be good with whatever width we get out of this. So throw this one away now. So we got drilled 2 new holes in our new reservoir, so one for the sensor. So I'm just gonna drill it right down here and kind of trace out how big it should be. Give me a good starting point where that sensor will sit. You can see that sensor gonna pop in here, go about right here. Then on the top, we need to put in a new fill hole. We're not gonna use this one. We're just gonna put a new one in, the old grommet. So I'm gonna put it about right there on the corner. I think that'll fit pretty nice wherever it feeds off the factory. So I'm gonna go mark that. We'll find the center of that here in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and center punch the holes here. Got my little snap center punch. You should get one of these, pretty sweet, spring loaded. Find the center of that, get me started. Nice little center spot. Do it down here. Cool. And then I think what I said it was 1 1/8 for the side, 1 3/8 for the fill. So we're gonna take our step bit over here, start it out. Find 1 1/8. Good to go. Toss the new one in, and I think we are in business. Beautiful. There you go. Got our sensor hole. Just drill the top one out. Alright, don't need this. Never gonna take it off. It's fine. Trash it. Let's go give this a water test. I'm gonna give this a water test, see if it leaks anywhere, make sure everything's good to go. Try it out. Alright. Don't see anything dripping besides a little feed here. Nothing coming out of the pump, coming out of the sensor. Just wet where I got it wet. And I think we are golden. Cool. We're gonna mount the new reservoir in here, but first we gotta take off these 2 screws, not screws, but you know, whatever bolts that we originally attached the old stuff into. So just zip these 2 off. And we're actually gonna use this one up here again for the new reservoir. And then we'll take a couple sheet metal screws and just zip the remaining areas to fasten in the new reservoir, and we'll be good to go. So just grind off these 2 and we'll go from here. Take new reservoir, see how it test fits. Again, using this bolt back here. And slide it through. And looks like we will be onto something here. Just gotta adjust this. And slide it in. Let's see how she fits. Oh yeah, that'll do her. Just gotta zip a couple sheet metal screws in to the sides here, and I think we'll be golden. Got it in, got it installed. Looks pretty good. Used the 1 bolt over on this side. Drilled 2 quick fastenal screws or whatever sheet metal screws inside of here. Don't use anything too long. I don't know what's behind the firewall, but didn't look like I poked anything wireless, or wires anyways. Guess we'll find out when I start the car, but from here, you know, pretty easy. Go ahead and plug in our sensors. Got this bad boy over here. Get this one up in here. And where's our hose? Cool. So, easy enough. Like I said, nothing leaked. Tuck all these wires up out of the way. Find a good spot for them. And I'm going to go to the store in a little bit after I install my Arctic inner fenders, which are for a gas model. That's why I did this whole mod, so I could eventually fit bigger tires on the diesel and use gas model inner fenders. So here you go. I think this will be good. So let's try it out. I'll let you know how much fluid it holds whenever we finish up here, but everything's sealed up and they're good. And the Arctic inner fender fits fine. I already test fit it, so. Moment of truth. Slip it in here. Alright, there you go. That's how much it held. Good enough for me. Throw this in the back of the truck. All right, well, I hope that was helpful for you today. Like I said, holds 2 quarts in there, plus whatever's in the neck of the filler tube. Not sure on the specifics of how much the Motobilt holds. I couldn't find anything on their website. Also, with this US Plastics 1 2 quart, I also saw online on one of the forums, another guy ordered the 3 quart one, was able to put that in there pretty easily, hold extra fluid. I'll also say too, it's been about a year of driving this thing with this 2 quart fluid, and I really don't feel like I have to fill up my washer fluid any more or less than I did before. Not like I'm using it that often. So if you're worried about that, I wouldn't worry about it. Seems to be pretty normal for, you know, refilling and topping off those fluids. So I'd say definitely go for it. Install this mod if you want to run bigger tires on your ecoDiesel. And if you like today's video, feel free to like and subscribe, and there'll be more content coming here in the future. Thank you.